Hey cutie. Welcome back to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. I'm super excited because I've been kicking around this idea for a while and trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. And it's a, like, where are they now? Kind of like how, like, MTV's Real Life, where are they now? So I wanted to do that with my purchases from last year. And it's at least all of the purchases that I tracked down for months that I tracked my purchases. So I have January purchases. January was a pretty spendy month for me. Usually I do pretty bad for November and December, and January goes one of two ways. Either I continue that momentum or I totally curb my spending and I'm a lot more like strict about what I'm spending my money on. And last year, Bandit was going through a lot of health concerns. He ended up having to have surgery like later on in 2023. So I was just very concerned about him for a good portion of the end of 2022 and like the beginning portion of 2023. So I had a very, very spendy January in my opinion. A lot of things had made their way into my collection. However, I did manage to finish some of the products that I brought in up, which is always really exciting that they are no longer here a calendar year later. On top of Bandit surgery and kind of dealing with all of that, I also was in a very toxic work culture back this time last year, unfortunately. There were some really great people that I worked with, but a few bad apples really did ruin the bunch for me. So that was another really great thing that I had to deal with last year. And I did make some poor choices, but I did also make some okay choices and found products that I truly love and will continue to purchase. So that's always good. We found some total duds, and then we have some total like special things. And I'm really happy to say that the things that I've ranked things into 4 different categories. It's my absolutely not. Those are the products that I either decluttered, returned, hate panned. They have left my collection in some capacity, or maybe I've just like, man, not a favorite product kind of thing. I have my meh category, which is like just kind of exactly what it sounds like. Products that are okay, they're not like bad, but they're just not really like anything to write home about, and I would not seek out any version of them in the future. I have my You're Cool, which is my products I really like, and I have either sought out an alternative or will potentially rebuy, or I enjoy it enough that I want to keep it in my forethoughts for future. Like if I run out of product, I want to buy those kinds of products, that kind of thing. And then my Toptions, which are my top options. We smush that word together for Toptions, and those are products that I really enjoyed. I will repurchase, or I truly, truly cannot see myself having it out of my collection in some way. We will kick it off with my absolutely worst purchase that I made in January of 2023. And I don't have the product anymore, so I will put a picture of it up here. But it was my Makeup Revolution IRL Filter Finish Lip Definer in the shade Chai Nude. Now, I'm sure other shades in the line were fine. The shade is really what did it for me. And it made me have such a bad taste in my mouth because when I think of the shade Chai, I think of like, maybe not like orange, but like a little bit more terracotta, a little bit more burnt, like a burnt sienna kind of shade. And I swear to you, it was this color, the Chai Nude shade. And never have I ever thought of Chai as that shade. So I was just really put off with the shade. I figured out how to make it work. I ended up using it as a center lip color and then as a blush as well. And I made it work, but I really, really did not enjoy using that. The next product is another product that I really just didn't enjoy. I ended up finishing it, but I wouldn't recommend it. And it's the Milani Tubing Mascara. I had such high hopes for it. It has the style wand I really like in a mascara. It's that thin rubber bristle that I really feel like grabs my lashes and separates them and just makes my lashes look extra like extra great. The formula on that mascara is what made it just kind of like a total letdown. It left a lot of residue on my lashes. Even when I double cleansed my lashes, I would do the micellar water, I would use a makeup removing balm, anything to try to get that off, and then I would go in with another cleanser, my normal face cleanser, and I would still have so much residue and just like goop. Goop was the best word to describe it. It wasn't like tubing particles like the Tarte tubing mascara that's duping. It was just like sludgy goopiness, and it was so gross. I would not recommend that one. I had a couple palettes that end up being in this category, which it's nothing against the products or the brand. It's just I don't think the formulas are really for me. And the first one I no longer have in my collection. It was the Minka palette by Adhesive Cosmetics, and I did purchase it as like a 3-set, and I bought the Minka palette. I thought it was so pretty. I watched my friend Dana use it on Instagram all the time, and it looks so good on her. So I ended up buying it, and it's just a formula that I wasn't really into. It was kind of that like eyeshadow that's suspended in almost like a gel or jelly type formula. So it's really, really malleable, and those kinds of formulas are super finicky on my eyes. I have to have like optimal conditions in all avenues. Like the weather has to be right. My lids have to be primed just correctly. It has to be like the most temperate day of the year, not too much sun, not too much humidity. Like it has to be perfect conditions for those shades to kind of work on me. So that palette didn't really work for me, and I ended up passing it along to Leah, and I hope you're enjoying that. And that kind of segues into the next thing that's in the absolutely not category, and it's not like this is an absolutely not. This is kind of like teetering on the edge of absolutely not and meh. So it's this guy, and this is the first item that I actually have tangibly here to share with you guys, and this is the Heather Austin palette by Adhesive Cosmetics. This is so beautiful. This is such a beautiful palette. It's the shimmer formula that makes me not want to use it because they're so like wet and foiled in that kind of like malleable, like beautiful, super, super metallic kind of formula. Like this shade here, I like this would look so pretty in this look, but I know if I wear this, even with the glitter glue, or at least with the NYX or the Too Faced glitter adhesive, it still creased on me. So I mean, I'm going to tap some on just because I want to put this on this look now, but it's, it was kind of like a letdown, and yeah, I can definitely feel it's super, super wet feeling, so it feels like a cream shadow. So those kinds of shades, just while they are so beautiful, they just don't last on my eyelids that well. So it almost makes me want to, sell this palette and declutter it. It's okay. It was okay. It's a beautiful color story, and I think my expectations were just set so high that my disappointment was just as monumental for me. That rounds out my absolutely nots category, and then we're gonna segue over to my meh category. And remember, meh is just like products that weren't bad. They were just like okay at best. They're just all right. They were meh. It was fine. Nothing to write home about. Did I need them? No. But would I repurchase them? Probably not. But yeah, we'll talk about them. So the first item is actually 2 items. I ended up purchasing 2 Hourglass. Technically, I bought 3, but one of them is in a different rating. So I bought these 2 Hourglass. These are like the satin cream unlocked lipsticks. It's mainly the shades are the reason why they're in this kind of meh category. Now, the red limited edition packaging is the red shade, which this is such a beautiful shade. This is kind of ranking in this category only because did I need this shade when I bought it? No. I have reached for this maybe 2 times since buying it last year. So this is really just a shame on me. I did not need this, but this is exactly the kind of red that I like to wear. More of that cool toned kind of red. It's just so pretty. And then the second is the other one, and this is in the shade Lotus, and this is really my own fault. I bought these online, and I thought this was going to be just a little bit lighter than it is. This is just a very bright watermelon kind of pink shade. Oop, I just crisscrossed that. But you can kind of see it's a very, very bright shade, and it's not a shade that I really gravitate towards on the daily. I think that if this was a little bit lighter and just a bit more neutral toned than warm toned and like very bright bubblegum watermelon-y kind of pink, I would wear it more. I reach for this mostly as a cream blush because I think that that kind of shade works a little bit better as a cream blush for me. Then a product that I'm actually kind of, and when I say kind of, I mean I'm really quite disappointed with it. I mean, I'm going to use it and I have been just using it, but I've just been unimpressed since I bought it. And that was this Color Extends Magnetics by Redken. I bought this on my stylist's recommendation when I was changing my hair a lot of different colors. I still have the remnants of purple lingering in this, but I bought this when I had like pink and very neon purple hair, and I needed something that was just gonna be a little bit better for my color treated hair. I'm about halfway through with this guy, and it's just, these last me a long time. So I bought this last year and I'm about halfway through. I don't like this. For some reason, it simultaneously doesn't feel hydrating, but yet it also feels way too hydrating. So, and what I mean by that is when I pump this out, I need 2, if not more pumps for it to like really coat and spread throughout all of my hair. I do have pretty thick hair, I will say, but I need to have a few pumps, like 2 or 3 pumps of this. Plus I was mixing my another product in this bunch with it to color my hair, and it just never really felt like it spread throughout my hair really well. It always felt like there were like patches that didn't really get conditioner on them. However, when I went to rinse it off, it felt like it left a film on my hair. So it was weird where it didn't feel like it hydrated enough during the application, but when I was rinsing it off, it just like held on for dear life. It just kind of left that waxy kind of residue. So all that to say, I wouldn't repurchase that, but it smells incredible. I didn't need it, and I really should have thought through this purchase a little bit more, but I ended up purchasing all of these split liners from Glazed Cosmetics. I bought the whole rainbow. It's like their matte traditional split pan rainbow. And I've used all of them, I think at least all of them once, but did I need these? No. And I think if this was in a palette, that would have been a lot smarter decision because it would have been like one little physical thing rather than all of these little independent things that are hard to hold and hard to like store kind of thing because it's just like a mountain of stuff. Then a product that I liked enough that made me want to purchase another one, but I kind of was disappointed in this product itself, and I feel like I had a lot more expectations than what I ended up spending my money on. So it's this satin bonnet, and this was the first bonnet. This is the bonnet that set it off. I love bonnets now. I love them. I think that these are the best thing for my hair. This just, it just feels like it's not quite small enough for my head, and it might just be that I have a very small noggin and everything just feels big on me, but it doesn't feel like it secures on my head, and it falls off in my sleep quite often now. So I think it's time to retire this satin bonnet. Unfortunately, I do have another one because again, this spurred a love affair for me. Then a product that I really probably shouldn't have bought, but I really thought this was going to revolutionize my routine in the shower, and it's this shower cap here. This is nice. This is almost not enough room in this for my hair. Again, I have I wouldn't say like super long hair, but I have like medium long hair, and it's thick. So when I put it up to put in my shower cap, it almost feels like it's not enough room in here. And when I'm done using this, I store this in my shower, but when I'm getting ready to go in my shower, I turn my shower on to warm up, and I forget to grab this out. And by the time I'm like, okay, well, I can't grab it out because then it's going to be wet, and then I'm going to put it on my head, I'm not going to be able to like not get my hair wet. So this is kind of like I should have thought this more thoroughly out, but it was only like $3 when I bought it. Only 2 more products left in this category. First is this guy. Nothing really innately wrong with this. This is the Essence 8-Hour Matte Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Rosy Nude. It's just a nice nude kind of shade here. So just a nice neutral kind of shade. Works fine. Works absolutely fine. Kind of gives me that like spaghetti sauce lips where it looks like I had like pasta or like ate too many Flamin' Hot Cheetos and I have like residue on my lips. So don't love that, but when I color it on the whole lip and then put another color on top of it, it looks nice. So I'll finish this in some way. I always feel bad putting indie things in these things because it's really not the product itself. It's more like user has an issue. And I just watched Jen from Project Beauty's inventory where she went ranting and raving about her Adept palettes, and mine are more duds for me. And again, it's more my eyelids just don't like the formula of the shimmers all too often. Now, I will say this, using it again in 2024 has made me really like this, but I think my hang up on this is because the other palettes that I bought in the recent, like in the same time, I bought Minka, Heather Austin, and Ninhydrin together. Because those ones were very much didn't really work for me, this one just leaves that like aftertaste of this isn't going to work for me. I don't want to use this. Like I want my eyeshadow to like last me all day and I don't have to think about it. And I think that's why this one just falls lower in my brain. But it's something that I need to remedy because I've used this a few times now in January already because this is a winter palette in my rotation. I've really liked the looks that I've used with this. So far, I've used these two shades and these two shades in different looks. And I mean, I've used a matte too, but I've really liked the looks that I've created with these. But yeah, I really like these. I did use this one in a video last year at the tail end of last year, and you guys gave me a lot of compliments on that too, so thank you. But yeah, this one is, I probably like the matte category more so because I really didn't need this. I have a lot of beautiful multi-chromes and other super special palettes in my collection. Especially like when I bought this, I had just bought my Unearthly Cosmetics multi-duo chrome palettes and I really just didn't need this. So moving over to the You're Cool category, the nice thing is this category is actually the biggest category. So I liked a lot more things than I didn't like. And even the didn't like stuff, it like teeters on the edge of I still like the products. I know I didn't need the products. And I'm kind of like, man, I could have saved so much money if I just thought my purchases through a little bit more clearly. The You're Cool category is products that I really like. I can see myself repurchasing or seeking alternatives that maybe are similar products or duping that product out at a little bit more affordable cost, that kind of thing. So kicking that off is actually this guy, and it's an Hourglass lipstick, and this is the one that I actually like the most out of the three that I bought. This is the shade Alpine, which is just a nude kind of color. It's funny, the Lotus is too dark or like too bright. This is almost too light. I was or am wearing this on the center of my lip today. It just makes a really nice center lip shade for me. So I do enjoy this guy. And again, this does make also a nice cream blush. This is my favorite out of the three that I purchased in the I Like It, I Didn't Need You, I Like You. And this is the one that makes me want to try the matte formula that just is launching this year. Somebody stop me in the comments. Please stop me. Tell me no. Or recommend a shade. Pick your poison. Pick your battle. A product that I don't have with me is the Beauty Bio eye patches. I really liked those enough where at the tail end of 2023, I actually purchased I have them somewhere on my desk. I purchased the Good Molecules eye brightener or like under eye patches because I liked those Beauty Bio ones. Then I have my Arctic Fox purple hair dye. I am going through the last little bits. My hair, from being so many different colors all throughout last year, I have about this much of my hair has had dye in it. So I use this to just rejuvenate, do a little color conditioner like hair mask to just darken it up a little bit. But I would repurchase these if I ever go back to having colorful hair, or if I have like a little bleach chunk and want to color that, I would buy these because they work really well, and they work really well especially when I mix them with my conditioner to create like a color conditioning or color depositing mask. On the same train as hair, I really enjoy these guys. These are the Kitsch thermal rollers. I like these for volume. I know that's been like a big trend recently, is doing like that in your hair for volume, and I really like that. I use these like once a week, if not like once every other week, if like that maybe I didn't blow dry my hair that week. I'll use these like whenever I'm actually blow drying my hair. I didn't do it this time actually, but I really, really like these. I almost want to buy more of them to have more of them, but I don't need more of them. We'll talk about a couple other products that I don't have with me. And the first is the Ulta Twisted Volume Mascara. I mentioned it in my Makeup Empties of 2023. It has like that click style where you can kind of change the wand of the mascara. I actually ended up really liking that mascara to the point where it made me want to try other Ulta brand mascaras, and I've really been enjoying all of the mascaras that I've been trying from Ulta so far, so I can see myself going back and trying that one again. Then I did finish the NYX Electrolyte Primer. It was their Plumping Serum Primer in that yellow container. I really enjoyed that one. I think I'm happier with a product when I go in blind and don't really have that many expectations to it. Then I did purchase this guy too. This was a total impulse purchase. This is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Cream. This is the lipstick version of that line, and that's all that I have left in it actually, which is not like terrible. This is a really, really comfortable lip formula. It's just a much more neutral formula. This reminds me almost of the Rare Beauty Lip Soufflés, where it has that whipped texture to it. So it's extremely comfortable on the lips. It's more in that you're cool category and not like the Toption category. Not because I don't like it. It's just because I didn't need another lipstick in January. Like I had just bought 3 of them. And then I bought another one. Like, are you kidding me? So I like the formula. And when I go through some of my other lipsticks, I can definitely see myself purchasing a couple of these guys. Actually, there's such a comfortable formula of lipstick. Something that I'm really happy with, and I didn't remember that I bought it in January, and that is the Pinker Times Ahead palette by Too Faced. I bought this, it went on sale, and then I had Ulta points, so I was like, yes, I'm buying this. It has been living rent free in my head. And I wanted to get it so badly. And this is it here. It probably was the least talked about Too Faced palette. And I don't know why, because this color story to me was so pretty. Every single time, and I mean it, every single time I wore this to work when I worked at Ulta, somebody complimented me. I got stopped and asked what I was wearing, no matter what shade I was wearing in the palette. If I was wearing the blue, I got asked about the eyeshadow I was wearing. The green, the purple, the pinks, every single time I got asked what I was wearing on my eyes. And it was this palette. And I could not stop did not want to stop using this palette at all. I just really like it. It smells like cotton candy. It smells like sugar and nothing but sugar. And it's such a cute color story. I have quite a few shades on my look today from this palette. I'm using these guys here. I have this matte, this guy. I'm actually wearing this as the blush on my cheeks today too. But I do have quite a few of these shades on. I know it's a really, really pink and orangey, partly because we tapped that other shade on top of it. But it's just so pretty. And this is something that I'm going to be reaching for in February a lot, because these romantic pink tones really scream Valentine's for me. And these like more fun pops of color are kind of like those, what are they? Oh my gosh. The candies that have like the you're cool, you're sweet, call me. Those, it kind of like reminds me of those. And I feel like everyone slept on this and I'm the only person that likes this. So moving to the last category, which are my Toptions. And these are the top items from January last year. And I'm really excited. This is like my top 5 items. There is 5 items. These are my top 5 items from January of 2023. And I'm super happy about this. And I'm actually really proud. I mean, I guess it's technically 6 because one of them is like a 2 for but that's okay. That's totally fine. My lowest ranked Toption is this guy. This is the Ulta Beauty Matte Finishing Powder in the shade Light Neutral. And I put this as my lowest top option because mostly the color. This is really, really beautiful. This I thought was just a powder foundation. It ended up being a finishing powder. It's basically a powder foundation. It's very full coverage. It's much more pink toned than I really was expecting it as a neutral. I was expecting it to just be a neutral. It definitely leans a bit more pink depending on what you put underneath it, it can change the color and just kind of oxidize to a little bit more pinky shade. But I use a fluffy brush with this, and this is basically my powder foundation when I use it, and it looks so good on the skin. So I'm really happy about that. You probably won't be able to tell, but I do have a bit of a dip in this product I've just been gravitating towards it. This has been my day in, day out, for the most part, powder that I put on my skin. I think that I would use a different undertone in this, but this is really, really nice. I do not have this on today, and I kind of wish I did. Then I did purchase 2 of these Buxom Power Lines. I actually ended up buying one, and then I liked it so much that when I believe they went on sale, I purchased another one because I just want another shade. These are the Buxom Power Line Plumping Lip Liners. I have the shade Hush Hush Henna, which is the lighter version, and then Savvy Sienna, which is this darker version. And I really liked the color of that so much. I purchased that guy, liked it so much that I purchased the staple in the collection, but I did end up really liking that. I am wearing one of them today. I could not tell you which one. I think it's the darker one. I think I'm wearing Savvy Sienna on my lips today. When I was swatching that collection out from Buxom, I really fell in love with the lip gloss. And I really do like this still. This was definitely one of my top options from that go around. This is the Buxom Full On Plumping Lip Polish in the shade Whitney. It's just a really nice, it looks almost mauve-y when I have like it against this orange, but it's a really neutral kind of nude shade. It looks good with everything. I really, really enjoy this. And it has a really like sweet mint, cupcake mint kind of smell to it. And it's just my favorite kind of plumping gloss. It's not too tingly, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like nothing. It definitely has a tingle to it, but it's not like the Too Faced like lip injections. It's a little like a step down from that. But I really like the plumping glosses, but that's just me, and I always feel like I just have like a little bit of a minty barrier when I'm talking to someone, especially after I've eaten something sometimes, you know. Then another really great product, and I'm surprised that this is ranking in my top options. Normally, like, it's only makeup that makes it into like my top rated things. But this is the Paul Mitchell Tea Tree Special Color Shampoo. And I don't have color treated hair, or I kind of have color treated hair, but not really. This just has such a nice feeling on my scalp, and they describe this, and I said it in a video before, they describe this as invigorating, and that is a really great adjective to describe this. It is very, very invigorating on the scalp. I think that it feels like a little zesty, like a little spicy tingly on the scalp. It just has a little bit of that tea tree minty quality to it where it does feel like it's doing something. Also, when I was getting my hair really chemically treated with bleach, and I don't know if I'm maybe allergic or maybe my hairdresser was going a little bit too hard on my scalp, I did develop a little bit of sensitivity on my scalp and started getting dandruff, and nobody wants flakies. That's not cute for anyone. And this does help with like some of those flakiness. I was talking to another stylist friend and she recommended the tea tree line. So that was what I decided to go with, and I really like it. I like the smell of it. I like the feel of it. I like the way that it makes my scalp feel just like feels tingly. I really like that. And then my absolute top product from my purchase, and I feel like this is no surprise if you have been on my channel for any length of time, you know how much I am obsessed with this. This is the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer. This is probably my 4th or 5th tube of this that I've gone through since bringing this into my life many moons ago. I have another one in backup ready to go that I bought a couple months ago because, as you can see, I have been using this one, and I mean, these last me, I would say, probably 5 to 7 month time frame before I run out and need to go to a new one. And so when I get down to one, when Ulta's having a sale on their products, I buy it then, or when they have like special promotions of like extra points, or when they have like a certain % off, that's when I'll buy these. And I just love these. I've introduced it to my mom, my grandmother, they love it, and this is just truly my absolute favorite eye primer. It reminds me of the old version of a BareMinerals primer. This was the closest alternative, and it was a fraction of the cost, and I truly will never go back to another eyeshadow primer. This is just, I love you. You're so good. But that is it. There was a lot of items that we talked about in this video, and I wouldn't be surprised if you forgot any of them because I sure as heck have already, and I have them written down in front of me. So I would love to know any products that you brought into your life in January 2023. Do you still have them in your collection? Do you still love them? But that is it for this video. I have been talking for so long now, and I'm ready to rest my voice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!